Hey, family, let's have some real talk. As you know, I'm a veteran educator, and so many things circulate when it comes to the education system, especially the public education system. But one thing that I keep hearing people say, and they really try to do us a favor by saying it, but they say this all the time. If you, and I want to say this, if you're an educator, you need to take the time and you need to listen to this. Hear me very clear. You should not be depending on one paycheck right now. And if you are, this is for you, and I'm speaking directly to you. And I also want you to understand, pay raises for educators or any 9 to 5 worker is not going to fix the problem that we're facing right now. That is not the answer, because I don't know if you're seeing it, but gas prices are ridiculous. So even if you're getting a pay raise, guess what else is happening? Inflation. So as soon as you get a pay raise, bills are going up. Every type of expense you can imagine is increasing. So, really ask yourself, are you really even seeing that pay raise? This is the trap. The trap is you're thinking, if I could just get a position outside of the classroom, if I can become an administrator, or if I can become a district worker, like that's going to fix the problem. That's going to give my household more money. So you're trapped, and your mindset is trapped in believing and stuck in believing that just getting a better position in the system of education is going to fix the problem. That mindset is so not true, and it's not going to fix the problem. Herein lies the problem. The government was never created to help the working people. And you may be saying, well, who are the working people? The W 2 earners. You are the working people. There are not enough deductions for you just being a W 2 earner. So, what happens is you spend your life. I know I've been in education over 20 something years. You spend your life thinking, oh, I'm just going to keep working and I'm going to keep making more money. And then I'm going to eventually just have enough money to do this and that. But what happens is, not only are you paying the government every time you get a paycheck, but during tax season, yes, this season, what happens is the more money you make as a W 2 earner, the more money you're going to have to give back to the government. So, all that little extra money that you've been putting aside into your savings account, boop, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have to pull that out, and you're going to have to pay taxes with it. You're not going to get ahead as a W 2 earner unless you start coming up with a strategy, a plan of action that is outside of being a W 2 earner. The problem is we're so fearful or terrified because, don't get me wrong, people will scam you. They will, do things to take away from you so they can benefit and gain from it. But I'm sharing with you that you have to use your skill set outside of the education system W 2 form. You can still do things with education, but not in the form of being a W 2 earner. You're going to have to create your own platform utilizing your skills so you can become a business owner. Even if you want to stay in the world of education, that is the only way you're going to get ahead and save money to where you can apply it to make things happen. Let me tell you, let me read this for you. I want to read something for you. Luke 16 and 10. Because the issue is too, people think that management of money and utilizing your skills, people think that it's not scriptural, but it really is. And I'm talking to the educator who's a believer. Like, it is scriptural. Like Luke 16:10 says, the one who faithfully manages the little he or she has been given will be promoted and trusted with greater responsibilities. You look, once you begin to manage what you have, the little you have. So yes, the little you may have with that W2 money, because a lot of times what happens is you're trying to stretch pennies. I know when you're in the middle class, everything costs. You don't get any handouts. But when you learn how to manage the little that you have, not to save it and hide it and tuck it away, but when you learn how to use that little that you have to make more money, to stretch, God will be able to then trust you with a little bit more. But what happens is we are so stuck, we're so burnt out until we can't even fathom the thought of losing the little that we have. And guess what happens? It keeps you stuck. So you're like, oh, I need a pay raise. I need a pay raise. But then guess what? It disappears. Pay raises are not enough. It's just enough to string you along, to make you try to, just stay there and just be dependent upon that 3% raise or 5% raise. But remember, other things are going up. Let me tell you this: God multiplies what we manage, but you yourself can't sleep on your skills. Then there'll be nothing to manage, nothing to multiply, because you're not putting forth the action to do. What I've learned as an educator, being in the education system for over 20 plus years, we have so many untapped skills that people don't talk about, that we can be running the world. Think about it. So many skills that you naturally do because you have no choice. You're an educator, so you have to be creative. You have to come up with all types of things because you have no choice. But God didn't give you those skills to just sit on them and to just stay on the struggle bus. That is not what He has called us to do. He wants us to multiply. He is the God of multiplication. Like, He is the creator that kept saying, let there be, let there be, and then there was. Like, he is the creator, and we're made in His image. So of course He wants us to continue to create. But nobody is really telling you this truth, that if you want to get ahead, you have to become the creator. Like, you have to start creating things using your skill set. You cannot be afraid or scared to do so. Like, it's time for you to step up. And if you run across this YouTube, guess what? Listen to it, replay it, because it's talking to you. You're not going to run across this for nothing. If you see this, that means it is for you to take action and stop waiting on a pay raise. They're good, but they're not going to get you where you need to be. I'm the teacher, the educator, that's going to tell you the truth. All right, be blessed. See you later.